What's going on? I got off work early today. Got a little bit of snow out. Seems to be like 3-4 inches maybe. Most of the roads are good now, but some of these back roads aren't. I was on my way home and was thinking about going and setting some traps. I have my traps, all my traps are pulled, but I was thinking about going out and maybe trying to set a few canine traps. And that's probably, I think that might be something I get into today. And then I'll probably just set out a few, maybe a dozen or 15, and then check them Saturday and pull them on Sunday. Just kind of see what's going on. I like trapping in the snow. Anyways, I always thought it was pretty fun, and you do get to see some stuff. But one thing people say, like, you can see where the animal walks in the snow, which is all, yeah, true. But I think they change up. I think their travel ways, or the way they travel across the country, changes up with the snow on. I don't think it's the same. And I could be wrong, but tracking them in plowed up fields and then going to that same place and trying to track them in the snow, it's a little bit different, and they're going to travel differently. So take that with a grain of salt, but my whole belief is they're gonna go and work the area a little bit different when the snow's on. That being said, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna try and catch a few canine, maybe 3 or 4 or something. I'd be happy with that. I'm not gonna go busting my hump. I'm just gonna go have a good little time and make some videos and see what I can get into, see what I can accomplish here. But also is going to give me a little opportunity to take some videos and then get them worked over and get them published, get them edited and everything. And with going out and trapping when it's cold, there's certain tricks and stuff that you can do. Things that you can do. I don't want to say tricks, but things that you can do that kind of give you a little bit of upper hand. And there's things that you can do that kind of can have a negative effect. So, and this super vague statement, both of them really, but like going out and setting, just for an example, going out and setting, and you're setting up on a spot, it's a good spot. You got tracks at the location, so say it's a big 4-way interchange or something, or a big hedgerow, or a windbreak, and you're going up there to make your set. Well, I've seen a lot of times where people will dig a dirt hole, make a dirt hole, then they'll just leave the hole, leave it where the hole's showing, and then take snow and like sift snow over top of their dirt hole. I don't understand what the purpose of that dirt hole would be if you're not going to have a big blown out dirt hole where it looked like something just dug in the snow. So, it's got, when you do that, you have a lot of eye appeal. You have a huge visual attractant, and if they are a little ways away, they can most of the time see that. Or at least if you're within the vicinity of them, they're going to be able to put eyes on that. And I know I'll have a couple jack wagons or a couple screwballs say or talk with their friends and say, oh man, why would you want to do that, or just want to say stupid shit. And it's just like people want to discredit everyone, and they only want to be the one that's credited. A lot of people, not all, but a lot. And if I'm going out to make a big blown out dirt hole in the snow, there's not going to be snow covering my trap. Now, if it does end up snowing, yeah, sure, but I'm gonna take that skiff of snow and I'm gonna rework it like it was a blown out dirt hole. Now, if I'm setting a trail set or a blind set, yeah, you're going to cover with snow. That makes sense to me. Doing it to the dirt hole, that doesn't make sense to me. So, and then right now you have breeding season, roundabouts. So you have the breeding season, and you got guys, not really knowing if they should be using a gland lure, if they should be using a bait, a curiosity lure. It's cold. They're still going to be hungry. But they're still going to want to, they're still going to want to have sex or mate and repopulate. So with coyotes being monoestrous and seeing that they only want to breed one time a year, I would definitely not be shying away from using a gland lure or high quality urine. Not that watered down, tea-collared, see-through Mountain Dew looking urine. I would be using a really top quality urine. It's like dark like Coca-Cola, and I would be using a gland lure. Like if I knew I was going to get a little bit more precipitation, rain, whatever you want to call it, where the urine's not going to hold up. Instead of using a urine, or use your urine as an additive to that set location. But then you can use a gland lure, something that's a little bit more thick, a little pasty, something that's going to have a little bit more girth to it, and it's going to last a little bit longer for you. And you could get by with just using urine. A good quality urine you could get by and you'd catch. But you can add the gland lure if you'd like. I tend to use a little bit more gland during this time of the year, and it's not that I don't want to use it earlier on. It's just it doesn't fit my style of running and gunning, when I can take a squirt bottle and squirt, and I can refresh that set every 3 to 4 days if needed. And like I said, they're still going to be hungry. And if you use a commercial bait, you don't have to worry about using curiosity lures. You don't have to worry about getting some type of lure with a caster in it or mink gland. Like, the baits already have that stuff in it, fellas. So if you're not aware of that, then that's something to be aware of. And it's not like a big, huge secret. It just doesn't seem like people know about it. It doesn't seem like, that's talked about a lot. So just use your bait, a commercial bait, and I would use urine and a gland lure in a hole. Your other hole, you could use fresh bait and that same combination. Or your other hole or your other set, you could use just a gland and a urine. Or, you do what you want to do, because it's your trap line and you can do whatever you want to do. And that's the great thing about individual trap lines and individuals making their sets. They can do whatever they want. But my advice to anyone that's kind of starting out and wanting to capitalize with the best, bang for their buck and time well spent is go about it maybe at a different approach, or listen to a few other reputable guys, or guys that have some no bullshit and no nonsense content out there. And I think you'll do a lot really well. It's like, guys do not like me that well in the trapping industry, and that doesn't bother me really one bit at all. One guy was talking to a buddy of mine and told him, well, they don't, a lot of people don't really like Colton because he gives out all this information for essentially free, where other guys are trying to capitalize and make a huge profit off of it. And hey, that's all, that's Jim Dandy in my book. 100% fine if, you want to go and spend thousands of dollars in one sitting on a little weekend excursion. Dude, do it. If you got the money, go for it. Knock yourself out. If you want to go and ride along with a trapper, just to ride along with a trapper and pay $1,200, hey, it's your money. Spend it how you want to spend it. But you could invest your money a lot more efficiently. And to say that I am sitting here and telling you not to do that, I couldn't do that. I always say you don't need to have instructions to go and catch a lot of stuff. Whatever fur bearer, whatever you're after. You just need to have the the basic foundation, and then you need to have a really good work ethic. And you take that work ethic and you take that foundation, and then you just build upon it. So, paying a lot of money, trying to buy a whole bunch of different baits and combinations of this, that, and the other, there's really good, reputable bait makers out there, and if you need to get good quality urine, I can help you out with that. I can hook you up. Just get a hold of me. That's fine. I have several guys that contact me, and I don't sell it online right now because I have very, very limited quality or quantity of it. I have top quality. I have very little quantity, and I want to keep majority of that for me until I can get more, until I can get restocked. And well, it's just the way it is. I try to help you out, but at the same time, I'm gonna make sure I have some that I can, because I like to go out and trap. Most of you guys know that. So, getting back to the guys that kind of give you the old evil eye or the old side eye whenever you're around, or they'll talk shit about you behind your back, but when you're around, they won't say much to your face. That happens. It's going to happen. Majority of the people you talk to probably going to talk shit behind your back at one point or the other in the trapping industry. And I don't understand that, and I don't really care. Have at it. I talk to a few guys that I like to talk to, and some of them probably talk shit about me behind my back. But I like bouncing ideas off of them. They're pretty reputable, pretty knowledgeable, but at the same time, I'm not going to go and offer them the shirt off my back, knowing that they probably talk shit about me. You're going to have people talk shit about you, especially if you start doing well. They're never going to talk shit about you while you're not doing well. You're going to have people want you to do well. They're going to be your hype man. And once you start doing well, they're going to be envious and jealous. It's going to happen. I'm not saying that that's my case. I'm not saying I'm the cat's ass. I'm just telling you that's what I've seen, what I've noticed. You're going to have people that are going to want you to buy every lure in the book, or in their catalog. You don't need to do that. You don't need to buy 7 different baits and use 7 different baits because such and such told you that. And you don't need to be buying this shitty ass yarn that people sell. So if you're buying yarn and it don't have that, like, you open it up, got that knock you out ammonia smell, and it looks like Coca-Cola, you hold it up, you better not be able to see through it. You better not even be able to see it like a slight light tea color, because it's probably not good. If you're buying fox urine, there's very limited I mean, there is some out there, but there's very limited that you get from wholesalers. So, and fox urine tends to have a little skunky smell to it. So, a lot of people are going to stretch it, and they're going to dilute it, and then they're going to add a little bit of skunk to it, just to try and fool the regular average Joe, the average trapper. So, like I said, just something to be mindful of. I don't have no qualms with anyone. I wouldn't throw anyone under the bus that, makes a living off selling their stuff. But when it comes to, the trapping community, I think if you want to go out and do the best that you can, and that goes back to if you're going out and taking instruction and they're trying to tell you to use all this stuff, well, they're probably just trying to sell you stuff. So I want the trapping community to do the best they can, and to have the best information that you can possibly have. And that's why I made this video. I don't really, like I said, I'm not going to gain anything out of it, other than being honest and, letting you guys know that a lot easier way of doing things than what a lot of people tell you. So now that we are, approaching the end of the season here in Ohio, at least the canine season, you still run out and get some beaver and muskrat and mink. Now that we're starting to approach, towards the end of the season here, I've got to get a lot of fur put up. I've got all my Ohio stuff put up, but my out of state fur, I have to finish getting it put up. And I have 2 freezers full that I need to get done, which I'm also, also in the process of getting a lot of other new meat ground up, and procuring the glands that I need to make the quality of bait and lure and the things that I make. And one thing I want to do is come out with a squirtable lure. I think that really is the ticket. Having a squirtable lure with a like a high grade urine with a good quality some type of lure does really well. And I know that it's nothing new. You have like your canine exciter, which I think a lot of guys probably use, and there's some other squirtable products out there, but I like a really particular type of smell. And not that saying that I couldn't take another lure, mix it with some urine and squirt it. I just like a particular type of construction base, how it's blended, So I'm going to go and I'm going to start making my own, using my own, and then maybe if I can eventually get enough and make enough in it, and there's a little bit of interest from other folks, then I'll probably end up selling some. But if I don't, it's no sweat off my back, because I'm going to make something I love to use, that I like to use, and I'll just go, keep going that approach. So I'm almost to my house, so I'm gonna get pulled in and go in, kiss the wife, kid, go get ready, and maybe go set some sets, maybe work out in the fur barn. But y'all take care and keep kicking ass. And if you're not kicking ass, well, change something.